Did you know that you can get around 10% more sales for your Amazon products without even lifting a finger? And that is by selling on Etsy. Now, a lot of people ask me the question, but what do you do with the fulfillment? Well, as you can probably tell from my sexy British accent, I'm actually based in the UK. And I also sell my products in Amazon US and on Etsy US. And I fulfill my products to the customers, or I send it to the customers using Amazon's fulfillment service called Amazon FBA. Now, what about my Etsy orders? Well, I actually also fulfill those from the Amazon warehouse, and this is called Amazon Multi-Channel Fulfillment. And in this video, we're going to go through all the steps you need to go through in order to set up your store on Etsy and start fulfilling your Etsy orders from your Amazon warehouse. But first things first, you need to get set up with an account on Etsy. If you've already got an account on Amazon, you'll know how stressful it can be to get set up. You know, you've got to get all that documentation, you've got to answer lots of questions about your business and show Amazon things like your bills or your passports. Now with Etsy, it's much more straightforward. Really, Etsy, all they want to know is what it is you're going to sell. Now the three categories of products that you can sell on Etsy are handmade, vintage products, and craft equipment. Now these are quite broad categories because Amazon handmade is very strict, but on Etsy, handmade isn't so strict. In theory, a lot of things could be made by hand, and it actually includes products you've designed yourself. So it doesn't actually have to be made by hand. You can actually just design the product and then sell them on Etsy. Now this is great for you, especially if you sell pretty little things for your house or homeware or one of those categories which Etsy is really good at. All the products I sell are in the decorative homeware category, so I sell a lot of things that make your house look really nice. So for me, Etsy works really well. If you sell tools, maybe Etsy isn't the place for you. But if you sell tool belts, then that could be a great place to sell your products. But once you've got your account set up, then you basically just need to create your store and then create your listings. Now Etsy is a lot less particular than Amazon are about things like images and what your store is going to look like. You don't have to do things like using the white background images like you do on Amazon, and you don't have to do things like watch out what words you're using. Etsy is much less strict about all of these sort of things, whereas Amazon can be quite pernickety about these things. So what you need to do is just create your listings. Now you can use some of the copy from your Amazon listings, that's not a problem, but it is really important that you do your keyword research in exactly the same way as you would with your Amazon products, because you want to make sure that people are searching for your products and also that you're using the right words to describe your products in Etsy's terms. And there are actually two tools that I like to use to do this keyword research. The first one is called eRank and the second one is called Marmalade. Now if you have a look at the screen right now, you can see what eRank looks like. And on here you can see they've got a few different tools. And this is kind of like Etsy's version of Helium 10. It's nowhere near as powerful as Helium 10 and you can't see the sales of your competitors as in the same way as you can with Helium 10. But it is a really good way for doing your keyword research. So if we have a look at the screen now, you can see there's a few tools here like the Keyword Explorer and the Keyword Tool. There are some other ones on here that will help you write your listings by looking through things like listing categories, or you can have a look at the rank checker for looking at other products. And there's some other tools on here. I'm not going to go through all the tools on here because this isn't an eRank video. But the two important ones we're going to look at today are the Keyword Explorer, which luckily I already have open. And you can see I've already typed in the keyword toothbrush. Now I just randomly thought of toothbrush. There wasn't really any thinking behind why I did it. It was just something I thought might sell on Etsy, like bamboo toothbrushes or something. And you can see there's some quite interesting statistics on here, such as how many searches there are per month, what the search trends are for that product, and also things like what the search country is, and also related search terms. So when you're having a look at here, you can have a look for other words that customers search for when they're looking on Etsy to find the products you sell, which in this case might be a toothbrush. So then you can start having a look at other keywords to use in your listing, and also it gives you some stats about whether it could be a good word to use in your listing or what the chances are of you ranking for that keyword as well. And the other one is the Keyword Tool. Now this one is slightly different to the Keyword Explorer in that it's more of a tool to delve deep into particular keywords. So you can see things on here, the tags. Now tags on Etsy is how you get customers to find your products. It's a bit like the back-end keywords. And then it shows you other things like the categories and some more data about the products. So you can see this is a really useful tool. So when you're creating your listings, don't just copy and paste them from Amazon. That's a good place to start, but use these tools to try and get a bit more information about the sort of keywords that people are looking for on Amazon. The third tool that I like to look at on eRank is the trending tool. Now what you can do on here is go down through all the different categories to have a look at the different trends that are happening, and you can break it down sort of by the category. So for example here I'm just on all, so the categories are quite big, but you can see trending Mother's Day gift. That makes sense because Mother's Day in America, not in the UK, but in America Mother's Day was last week, so you can see that Mother's Day gift is kind of trending at the moment. And also minimalist is trending. That could be interesting. Say you make a toothbrush holder, maybe you could make a minimalist one, and that's how you can start describing it. So this is a really interesting way to look for keywords for your listings on Etsy. The second tool I like to use, which is from a different company, is called Marmalade. Now Marmalade is slightly different to eRank. It's not quite as powerful, but it does show you some really, really good information about your products. So you can add in here products and it will show you keywords to do with that product. So it's a bit more like Cerebro and Helium 10. It's kind of like a reverse ASIN checker. Now I haven't got the full account here, but you can see it does give you some information into like the engagement of the product, what the price range will be, and then it will also show you some of the products that are competitors of that product. So here I've just typed in copper and it just shows you some copper products that might be the competitors or the leaders for that keyword. Also show you some really, really solid information for you to write your listings and to give them the best chance of ranking on Etsy. Now I do have a discount code for these tools, so if you have a look in the comments of this video, you'll be able to see a link to these tools. I'd recommend starting with eRank. I think it's really, really good. Marmalade is very popular in the professional Etsy circuit, but I really like eRank. I think it gives me all of the information that I need to know, and I think it's a very, very top tool. Now, once you've had an order from Etsy, which you're bound to do because your products are amazing, you'll get a notification on your phone, or you'll get a notification by email. Now when you get the notification on your phone, it makes like a ka-ching noise, which can get quite annoying at first, especially when you start making lots of sales, like you're going to, obviously. But at first it is quite fun, but obviously you can turn it off. But Etsy will send you a notification to tell you you've got a sale. Or you can go into the Etsy backend, it's called the Store Manager, and you'll get a notification that you've got a sale. Now this page looks like this. So this is the back end of Etsy Store Manager, and in here you can see when an order comes in. Now at the moment you can see I haven't got any orders come in, but you can see I've got 169 completed orders over the last 30 days. But what this does is this is where the orders will come in, and when you go into the order you'll be able to see the address of the sender and you'll be able to see the name of the sender. Now what you need to do is get that address and make a note of it, because next we're going to go into Amazon to send the product to the customer. So in order to send the product to the customer, what you need to go into the inventory tab of Seller Central. Now, due to Amazon's huge fulfillment network, sometimes actually sending products to the customer using this technique of the Amazon multi-channel fulfillment can actually work out a bit cheaper than using a third-party fulfillment, such as UPS or the post office, or just someone that you do yourself. When you do sell a product on Etsy, but you fulfill it through Amazon, you only pay the Amazon fulfillment fee plus a little bit more, but you don't pay the 15% referral fee, which is the commission you pay to Amazon when you make a sale on Amazon. So you do save that fee, but obviously you have to pay Etsy's fee. If you want to know more about Etsy's fee, there's a video above my head just now. But once you've gone into your inventory page on Amazon, then you need to go to the product you want to send, so this one for example, and then click the drop down on the right. And when you click the drop down, you need to go to create fulfillment order. Now once you click this, it will then go to a new page where you can enter in the details for the customer. So for example, I can enter in the customer's details in here, and then you click in here and you add the product. So you just need to type in the SKU, or you can just search for it. So I can just search for the products in there and it will add it in. Then there's one little secret that I like to do, and that is called only ship with blank boxes. Now Etsy customers are quite special in many ways, that they really like the fact that stuff's handmade or it's really small business. And you know, a lot of Amazon sellers, they are really small businesses. Like I'm a small business, I just make really nice things by hand and I sell them on Etsy. But a lot of Etsy customers don't see that. They kind of see Amazon as the devil. So what I like to do is ship my stuff in blank boxes. So when it arrives at the customers, it's in a blank box. Now, sometimes customers do realise that your product has been sent by Amazon. So I never lie to them and say I'm not on Amazon. And sometimes I actually say we're fulfilling the products from Amazon and just give them a bit of explanation about the brand. It's a good thing to do with Etsy because you can actually contact the customers whenever you want. And Etsy customers are really lovely. Like, I'm always getting really, really nice reviews on Etsy, whereas I don't get them as much on Amazon. If people have a bad experience with my products on Amazon, they're very quick to tell me, whereas on Etsy, they're very quick to just leave a nice message and be like, oh, your products didn't arrive quite as nicely packaged as I hoped. And I say, oh, I'm very sorry. And then they say, oh, don't worry about it. It's better luck next time, sort of thing. You never get that on Amazon. But yeah, you can send that using blank boxes. Now, I find this is a really good way to send the products to customers. The products don't go next day like they do with Amazon Prime delivery, but it is still really quick. And it's much quicker than going to the post office and queuing up in those weird post offices and like hanging around to send your products. Complete waste of time. And that's basically it. Once you've done that, you can then get the tracking number. Amazon uses UPS to track the products, and then go back to Etsy and type in the tracking number so that the customers know when it's going to arrive. And because it's UPS, they can track when it's going to arrive as well. They can go onto the UPS website and see when the due date is. And that's basically it. This is a really great system. I've been doing it for about a year and a half now, and it's added about 5 to 10% of sales per week to my Amazon sales. Now, these are sales that I wouldn't have got otherwise, and they are basically completely free sales. I think it's a really great system, and it just builds my business and just makes it that much more valuable when I want to come and sell it later on this year. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. It's been really good talking to you about Amazon multi-channel fulfillment. In the comments, let me know if you've got any questions about it or if it works for you. And I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please click on subscribe and turn on the notifications as I post on videos about Amazon every single week. I'll see you in the next video.